Most people don't age because of time. They age because of a daily habit. If you eat until you're full, you're aging faster, and Japan figured this out decades ago. They didn't rely on supplements, expensive workouts, or trendy biohacks. Instead, they quietly removed one simple daily habit that most of us repeat 3 times a day, and their bodies age differently because of it. Here's the part that will mess with your head. Aging isn't caused by time. It's caused by damage. And most of that damage, you're creating it yourself every single day without even knowing it. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly what Japan stopped doing that the rest of the world can't let go of, and why doing the opposite could literally be speeding up your biological clock without you even realizing it. So forget the anti-aging creams. Forget the collagen powders. Just hear me out for the next 15 minutes. Most people think Japanese longevity comes from green tea or sushi. That's like thinking you get rich by drinking coffee in an office. It's correlation, not causation. Here's what's actually happening. If aging was inevitable and unavoidable, Japan wouldn't exist the way it does. So the real question isn't how do they live longer? It's what are they not doing that the rest of the world is? Because here's the truth. Longevity isn't the presence of magic foods. It's the absence of constant damage. Think about it like this. Imagine your cells are like a house. Every day, the house takes wear and tear. Storms, cracks, rust, leaks. Now, most people try to fix aging by adding more stuff to the house. More furniture, more decorations, more renovations. Japan does the opposite. They reduce the storms. They prevent the cracks. They stop the rust before it starts. And the result? Their bodies spend less time repairing damage and more time actually functioning the way they're supposed to. That's not a philosophy. That's biology. So let me break down the invisible system Japan uses. It's built on 3 biological forces that most people completely ignore. Force 1, low biological stress. Japanese culture quietly removes pressure from the body. Not mental stress, although that matters too, but biological stress. I'm talking about insulin spikes, chronic inflammation, digestive overload, cortisol flooding. Your body is constantly managing these invisible fires. And every time it has to put out a fire, it ages a little bit faster. Japan's lifestyle design keeps those fires from starting in the first place. And this connects directly to why they stop eating before they're full. I'll get to that in a second. Force 2, continuous repair time. Your body has 2 modes, digestion mode and repair mode. It cannot do both at the same time efficiently. When you're constantly eating, snacking, or overeating, your body is stuck in digestion mode. It's processing food, breaking it down, storing energy, managing blood sugar. But repair? That gets pushed to the background. Japan gives the body time to repair, not once a week, not through fasting extremes, but daily through a simple principle that's built into their culture. This is where hara, hachi, bu becomes a biological weapon. And I'm about to explain exactly how it works. Force 3, purpose without burnout. This one sounds soft, but it's not. People with a sense of purpose, what the Japanese call ikigai, have lower inflammation, better immune function, and slower cellular aging. But here's the twist. It's not about passion. It's not about motivation. It's about feeling useful, feeling needed, contributing to something bigger than yourself, even in small ways. And this might be the most misunderstood anti-aging principle of all, because modern culture tells you to chase your dreams and work yourself to death. Japan says the opposite. Contribute steadily, move gently, age slowly. All right, Let's talk about the rule that changes everything. Hara hachi bu. It means eat until you're 80% full. Most people hear that and think, oh, it's just portion control. Wrong. This isn't about calories. It's about giving your body permission to clean itself. Here's what happens when you eat until you're stuffed. Your digestive system goes into overdrive. Your insulin spikes. Your body prioritizes processing food over everything else. And one of the things it deprioritizes? Autophagy. Autophagy is your body's self-cleaning system. It's the process where your cells break down damaged proteins, recycle old parts, and basically take out the trash. It's one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms you have. But it only happens when your body isn't busy digesting. So when you stop eating at 80% full, you're not just eating less. You're giving your body a window to activate autophagy, reduce oxidative stress, and lower insulin levels. You're literally creating space for repair. And here's the kicker. Aging accelerates when digestion never stops. If you're constantly eating, snacking, grazing, your body never gets a break. It's always managing food, always storing energy, always fighting inflammation from overload. Japan doesn't do that. They eat, they stop, they move, they rest, and their cells thank them for it. If you only copy one habit from Japan, copy this one. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Because the difference between modern life and the Japanese approach isn't just cultural, it's biological. Modern habit. Eat until you're full. Japanese alternative. Stop before you're full. Modern habit. Sit all day, then try to make up for it with an intense workout. Japanese alternative. Walk constantly, move gently. Spread movement across the entire day. Modern habit. Stress recovery happens on the weekend. Maybe. Japanese alternative. Stress release happens daily. Walking, bathing, tea, silence. Modern habit. Exercise hard or don't exercise at all. Japanese alternative. Move often but never violently. See the pattern? Modern life is extreme. All or nothing. Push hard, crash hard. Japan is steady, gentle, consistent. And here's why that matters. Your body doesn't respond well to extremes. Extreme calorie restriction? Your metabolism slows down. Extreme exercise? Your cortisol goes up. Extreme stress without release? Your telomeres shorten. Japan doesn't fight biology. They work with it. They don't chase optimization. They eliminate damage. And that's why they age slower. Now let me tell you about the silent killer that almost nobody talks about. Cortisol. Cortisol ages you faster than sugar, faster than bad sleep, faster than almost anything else. When your cortisol is chronically elevated, your body thinks it's under attack. It prioritizes survival over repair. It stores fat. It breaks down muscle. It weakens your immune system. It accelerates cellular aging. And modern life keeps cortisol permanently elevated. Work stress, financial stress, relationship stress, social media stress, traffic, deadlines, notifications. Your nervous system never gets a break. Japan doesn't avoid stress. That's impossible, but they drain it daily. How? Walking rituals, not exercise, just walking. Gentle, rhythmic, repetitive movement that calms the nervous system. Bathing. Onsen culture isn't just relaxation, it's a biological reset. Heat therapy lowers cortisol, improves circulation, and triggers deep parasympathetic activation. Tea ceremonies, quiet moments of pause, rituals that force you to slow down and breathe. Here's the biological truth. Your body ages fastest when it's stuck in fight or flight mode. Japan gives the body permission to exit that mode. daily, consistently, without drama. And that's one of the biggest reasons their biological age is younger than their chronological age. Let's talk about Ikigai, because most people get this completely wrong. Ikigai is not your passion. It's not your purpose in the motivational speaker sense. It's not about finding your calling or chasing your dreams. Ikigai is simpler than that. It's useful. It's waking up and knowing you have a reason to be here. Knowing that someone needs you. Knowing that you contribute, even in small ways. It could be taking care of a garden, helping a neighbor, teaching a skill, making tea for your family. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. And here's why that matters biologically. People who feel the need to age slower, their immune systems are stronger, their inflammation levels are lower, their cognitive decline is slower. Loneliness and purposelessness are treated like health risks in Japan. Because they are. Studies show that people with strong social connections and a sense of purpose live longer, recover from illness faster, and maintain mental sharpness well into old age. But modern culture does the opposite. It isolates you. It tells you to hustle alone. It glorifies independence at the expense of connection. Japan says the opposite. Stay connected, stay useful, age slowly. Here's another thing Japan doesn't do. They don't rely on intense workouts. No bodybuilding culture, no beast mode, no pain, no gain. Instead, they walk everywhere. They squat, they stretch, they sit on the floor. They move constantly, but gently. And here's why that works better for anti-aging than crushing yourself at the gym. Constant gentle movement keeps your mitochondria young. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells. When they function well, you have energy. You recover faster. You age slower. Extreme exercise can actually stress your mitochondria. It raises cortisol. It causes oxidative stress. It demands recovery time that most people don't give themselves. Low-intensity movement does the opposite. It stimulates circulation without inflammation. It keeps joints healthy. It regulates blood sugar. It calms the nervous system. And it's sustainable. You can do it for decades without breaking your body down. Japan doesn't chase fitness. They build movement into life. And their bodies stay functional longer because of it. Let's talk about food for a second. Because Japanese food isn't just healthy, it's anti-inflammatory by design. Simple ingredients, minimal processing, fermented foods like miso, natto, and pickles, fish over red meat. Here's why that matters. Your gut controls your inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of almost every age-related disease. Heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer. Japanese food keeps the gut calm. It feeds the microbiome. It stabilizes blood sugar. It doesn't spike insulin like processed carbs do. And here's the part most people miss. It's not just what they eat. It's what they don't eat. No ultra-processed junk. No massive portions of red meat, no constant sugar bombs disguised as healthy snacks. They eat real food in moderate amounts, and their bodies don't have to fight a war every time they eat. That's not a diet. That's a design. This one's controversial, but it's critical. Japan doesn't do high-protein bodybuilding diets. They eat moderate protein, spread evenly throughout the day. Why does that matter? Because excess protein activates a pathway called mTOR. mTOR drives growth. And for young people, that's great. But as you age, constant mTOR activation accelerates aging. It's like keeping your foot on the gas pedal all the time. Eventually, the engine wears out. Japan keeps protein balanced. Not too much, not too little. Just enough to maintain muscle without overstimulating growth pathways. It's another example of moderation over extremes. Here's the simplest truth in this entire video. Most anti-aging happens while you sleep, not while you eat supplements, not while you exercise, while you sleep. Your body repairs DNA, clears metabolic waste, balances hormones, consolidates memory. Poor sleep cancels out almost every health habit. Japan respects sleep. Consistent sleep times, quiet, darkness, restorative naps when needed. They don't treat sleep like an inconvenience. They treat it like medicine, because that's what it is. Here's the final piece, and it might be the most important. Japan doesn't chase biohacks. They don't take 50 supplements. They don't follow extreme protocols. They rely on consistency, simplicity, habits you can repeat for decades. Because longevity is boring, and that's why it works. You can't hack your way into a long, healthy life. You can't supplement your way out of bad habits. You can't optimize yourself into old age. You age slowly by removing what ages you fast. Less damage, more repairs, daily purpose, gentle movement, real food, deep sleep, human connection. That's it. That's the system. Japan doesn't reverse aging. They slow it down by removing the things that age you in the first place. So let me compress this into 1 minute. Japan doesn't have a secret. They have a system. Stop eating at 80% full. Give your body time to clean itself. Move constantly but gently. Keep your mitochondria young. Drain stress daily. Don't let cortisol age you faster than time. Eat food that calms your gut, not food that inflames it. Sleep like your life depends on it. Because it does. Stay connected, stay useful, stay needed, and simplify. Consistency beats optimization every single time. That's how you age slowly, not by doing more, by removing what's damaging you.